You're in a hospital bed, and the two most emotionally constipated men you've ever loved haven't left the room once. Bakugou hasn't slept more than 2 hours. Kirishima won't let go of your hand, and neither of them will tell you just how bad it actually was until it slips out anyway. The doctor walks in, and the whole room shifts before she even opens her mouth. And she has that face, the one people wear when the news isn't good, but they've had a lot of practice delivering it. What she says next makes Kirishima go completely silent, and Bakugo asks a flat, single question that tells you everything about how scared he really is. The hospital smelled like antiseptic and bad coffee, and he had memorized every crack in the ceiling tiles of room 214 over the past 4 days. You were still in the bed. That was the part that hadn't changed. You're staring at the ceiling again. Kirishima's voice came from the chair to your left, low and careful in the way it only got when he was trying very hard not to show you how scared he still was. You heard the rustle of him setting down whatever hero report he'd been pretending to read for the last hour. It's a very interesting ceiling, you said. It truly isn't. Bakugo said nothing from the window cell where he'd planted himself at 7 that morning, arms crossed, jaw set, watching the street below like he was daring it to do something wrong. He hadn't left the room except to shower and eat. He ate in the hallway outside your door, so he could still hear you if you needed anything. You knew that because Kirishima had told you, quietly, while Bakugo was in the bathroom. He hasn't slept more than 2 hours at a stretch. Don't tell him I said that. The door opened, and Dr. Narita stepped in with her clipboard, and the room immediately shifted. Bakugo turned from the window. Kirishima sat forward. You felt them both arrive at your sides without either of them having to discuss it. Kirishima's warm hand finding yours on the blanket. Bakugo stopping just at the edge of the bed frame, close enough that his arm was almost touching your shoulder. Dr. Narita had kind eyes and a very practiced way of delivering news that was not good. You recognized the face. You'd seen it twice already. I want to go over the imaging results from this morning, she said, settling into her chair. The nerve pathway damage in your left hand is consistent with what we discussed yesterday. The scarring from the second surge is extensive, and I want to be honest with you. The fine motor recovery we were hoping for in the ring and pinky fingers is not looking likely. The room was very quiet. Not impossible, she continued. But the odds? What are the odds? Bakugo said, flat, direct. He was looking at her with an expression that had no softness in it at all. And you knew that expression. It was the one that meant, give me something I can actually work with, not something that makes you feel better for saying. Roughly 15% for full recovery, 40 for partial. Partial meaning what? Reduced grip strength, limited range of motion, persistent nerve pain, likely manageable with medication. Dr. Narita looked at you. You could still work. You could still live fully. But your quirk's precision application, the fine control you've developed, that would need to be reassessed. He heard Kirishima exhale very carefully through his nose. Okay, you said. Okay. Dr. Narita tilted her head slightly. I heard you. Thank you for being direct. You meant it. You hated the soft version of bad news. Can we start the nerve therapy, regardless of the odds? I'd rather do everything and fail than do nothing and wander. Oh, absolutely. We'll schedule you starting Monday. When she left, the room settled back into its particular silence. The three of you, and the thing that was now sitting in the room with you. Kirishima was still holding your hand. You could feel his thumb moving slowly across your knuckles, probably without him realizing he was doing it. Bakugou moved. He sat down on the edge of the bed. Something he had not done once in 4 days, he realized. And his weight shifted the mattress beside your hip. He was looking at your left hand, where it lay against Kirishima's. 15%, he said. Is actually not bad. You said, I've done things with worse odds. That's not. He stopped, started again. His voice came, was lower and rougher, ground down to something that wasn't quite anger, even though it wore the same clothes. You're not allowed to do the math like it doesn't matter. Katsuki, you almost. He stopped again. His jaw worked. He had seen Bakugou fight villains without flinching and take hits that would have leveled the building and get back up every single time. And he had never once seen him unable to finish a sentence. The report said you were down for 11 minutes. 11. Before anyone got to you. I know. I don't think you do, Kirishima said. We were on the south side. We didn't know you've been hit until Sarah called it in. Katsuki ran 3 city blocks. I ran in under 40 seconds. Do you get what that means? You looked at the two of them. You're 2 idiots. Come here, you said. Neither of them moved. I'm not going to break, and I need you both to stop hovering at me from 2 feet away like I'm made of glass, or I'm actually going to discharge myself out of spite. Kirishima made a small helpless sound and lay down on your right side with the careful precision of a man dismantling a bomb. Bakugou took longer to get to you. He sat there for a moment, and then he lay down on your left side. 15%, he said again. We're going to do the therapy. Every session. If it doesn't work, we figure out what does. Mic work works through both hands, remember? Right hand can do most of the heavy lifting. Your right hand is not the point. I know what the point is. But it's okay. I know you're scared, but so am I. You didn't seem scared though. I'm very good at it. I learned from 2 people who are excellent at hiding it. Bakugou made a sound that was not quite a laugh. 45% chance of some recovery, he said eventually. Oh, you're doing math again. It's better math than before. His hand shifted slightly and curled around your braced ones. Yeah, it is. Thank you guys for listening. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and goodbye.